Today on American Gameday, college basketball is back. Number 9 Alabama, 11 Ole Miss, and does the Rose Bowl want out of the playoffs? American Game Day starts right now! Welcome to American Game Day. It's November 12th. I'm Braden Slater, your host of American Game Day and founder of Busy Sports. The flagship show, like I said every week. Amazing show. Our game of the week, back at the SEC, Alabama and Ole Miss. Alabama's coming off 2 losses. Ole Miss coming off of a disappointing loss last week. They're both coming off a loss and they're trying to bounce back. And they're both still have a shot at the SEC. Alabama wins, they still, well, actually Alabama's out of the SEC, but Alabama's trying to take Ole Miss out of it. But if Ole Miss wins that game, they still have a shot. I'll have more details of that game later, but let's check out some rankings after a crazy week. Georgia takes down Tennessee. No doubt about that. They take the number 1 spot. Ohio State goes down to 2 in my rankings. Michigan at 3. So I think we're pretty set on 3 top 10 teams because the CFP has the same teams in that order. But number 4 is a little different. I got Oregon. At 5, I got TCU. They got TCU at 4, actually, and Oregon at 6. And Tennessee is at 6 in my ranking, and they got 5 in there. So really, the top 16 teams in my rankings are the same top 6 teams and the CFP, except for the bottom 3 are in different orders. That's funny how it's like that. And I think that with TCU and Texas today, we'll get our answer to see if TCU gets that 4th spot. And also, Oregon's got a tough matchup today that I'll get to later on. Anyway, let's start off with some big headlines this week. The college football playoff and the Rose Bowl are negotiating, and because the Rose Bowl doesn't agree with, well, they're all for the playoff expanding. It's just that because, they'll rotate in the semifinals like they do now, but once it starts at earliest 2025, or the latest is 2025, or no, 2026, the latest that they expect will start. They're trying to get it to expand earliest to 2024. I think, I'm predicting 2025 is when it will start. But the thing about Rose Bowl is that they have a specific time spot because, it's a big event. They got the Rose Bowl parade, and then right after the parade, just a couple hours, they have the Rose Bowl game, and it's 2 p.m. Pacific time is what they all, and they want an exclusive time. Not only do they always want it at that time, they want it to be the only football game in that time slot. And with quarterfinals and other playoff games going into that, and if the Rose Bowl is, very likely, rotate it and be a quarterfinals game, they're likely to get a quarterfinal games that same day and that time. So I think they'll come to an agreement, and I think the CFP will make some adjustments and move some game around because I think I agree with the Rose Bowl in here. You cannot mess with the Rose Bowl at all. Anyway, the game of the week! Once again, we're at the SEC. Alabama, Ole Miss. This is an important rivalry game in the SEC because lots at stake. Alabama, Nick Saban's career's on the line. What fans say, they say the dynasty's over if they lose this game. Ole Miss, they win. They have potentially in the SEC, if Ole Miss wins this game, all they need is LSU to lose, and they are playing Georgia in the SEC championship. That's right. Ole Miss still has a shot at the SEC. Alabama does not. Yep, this is going to be a wild game. 2:30 on CBS. I cannot wait to see this game. And I'll promise you this will probably be the last time I talk about the SEC Game of the Week next week, because I've already picked out the big games later on the rest of the season, and I'll get to it on Monday on Down and Distance. But anyway, yeah, this is a really big game. And also, yeah, I got some also big games in the SEC. Let's check them out. We got LSU. They're number 7 right now. Yep, they're in the top 10. I'm just as shocked as you are, even when they were 10 last week. Jeez. Arkansas. They're home. I think they have a shot. If they take 11 o'clock ESPN, if they take down LSU, this is an important game because this is a trap game for LSU. Mainly because Arkansas is a really good team. It's just that, well, it's not the season they expect. They've had some pretty close games this year, except for they just haven't finished them. Also, the ACC. What's going on in the ACC right now, tonight? Well, 2:30 ESPN. Louisville and number 10 Clemson. That's going to be a big game. This is going to be really a trap game for Clemson, mainly because, well, they're coming off of a loss. They're at home now, and do not sleep on Louisville. They are known for pulling off upsets, and this is really a rivalry game. If you don't think so, but it is, and Clemson's still in the top 10. They still have a shot at the ACC because, they lost to Notre Dame. It's not technically a conference game, so Clemson still is undefeated in the conference. All right? North Carolina, Wake Forest. That's a big game. I had high expectations for Wake Forest. Didn't go as planned. One thing I got wrong this week, I'm sorry, but yeah, I can't get every prediction right, but I think my biggest prediction of the year is Ohio State's winning the whole thing, and so far, I'm still feeling confident. They're still number 2 now, but anyway, I'm talking about North Carolina and Wake Forest. North Carolina has they are the second best team in the ACC. It's likely going to be Clemson and North Carolina in the ACC championship as of right now. And North Carolina's on the road. They do great on the road, too. Another team that does great on the road is Florida State. They're ranked at 23. They're ranked now. 7 o'clock ACC Network tonight against Syracuse. Syracuse is also having 3 straight losses. So Syracuse, if you're thinking that Clemson's coming off a bad game, or now they won't have a shot, the playoff, blah, blah, blah. They still have a shot to win the ACC. But at least Clemson fans can give hope to say, hey, we destroyed Syracuse fans' dreams at a shot at winning the ACC, because Syracuse, winless since losing to Clemson. Also, some big game, the ACC. Pitt and Virginia, lower end games, are still fighting for a bowl game. Miami and Georgia Tech. Still, I don't think any of them have a shot at a bowl game, but it's good to give attention and build some momentum for next season. Yeah, we're at the point of the season where some of the teams that probably won't likely make a bowl game, these last couple of games matter because you're trying to build momentum, build your class, build your resume for next year, because you can't get any worse than this. I'll say that, unless you're Vanderbilt. Anyway, the Big Ten got a huge game. Kansas State coming off the loss. Baylor coming off the big win against Oklahoma. And with that win over Oklahoma, they now have a shot at the Big 12. Not a big chance. It's like a 1% chance. Or a 2% chance. Anyway, very low. But they needed upset to happen. And in order for them to get up there, they need to win this game, and they likely need Texas to lose. If Texas loses this game, Baylor controls their own destiny if they beat Kansas State, because I really think the winner of this game controls their own destiny if they win this game and Texas loses. Next game, the game I was just talking about, the important game. I was really debating back and forth between this game and Alabama and Ole Miss as the game of the week, and I almost did this one. I really wish I did, but Alabama, I was really going to do this game, but Alabama coming off of a loss, that surprised me, and I really wanted to feature that. But this is also a really big game. TCU on the road to a really good Texas team who I think does a really good job at home. They almost took down Alabama at home. That's a tough place to play there, and Austin, TCU, going to do the same thing they do every week. So they need to fight to come back. Will they be able to do that? It's going to be hard to do that. It's actually very easy to do that against Texas this year, and I think TCU will have no problem, but I'll have my prediction here later on, but I think TCU is right where they want to be, because Texas has... They allow that. Whenever all of Texas games they've lost is teams coming back after blowing a big lead. Anyway, some other big games, the Big 12. Iowa State on the road to Oklahoma State, both dealing with not the season they wanted. Kansas on the road to Texas Tech. Of course, both of them not expected season as they originally predicted, although Kansas, pretty much the season I expected. But, at the way they started, they kind of fallen apart. Which is weird to say. Kansas fell apart. I don't think that's something I've ever had to say before. Anyway, the Big Ten. We got some big games in the Big Ten this week. Illinois is at home against an upset alert Purdue. Purdue, the only reason why I'm featuring this, Purdue is knowing to pull off upsets on the road in these kind of games. Games where, Illinois is at home. They're having a great year. This is really a trap game for Illinois. I think Purdue has a chance. I'm not saying they're going to win, but they're going to make it pretty interesting down the stretch. 2:30 on Fox. Maryland. Yeah, I really had high hopes for Maryland this year. They kind of fell apart. They're still a good team, and possibly may go to a bowl game. But it's really hard to beat Penn State on the road. That whiteout, even though I'm not confirming that it's a whiteout, I don't even think it's a whiteout, but, even though it might not confirm or be officially a whiteout, those fans really do show out. It's hard to win there in Penn State, but this is going to be quite a game up until halftime. Alright, some other big games in the Big Ten. Well, not that big, but I need to notify some other games, the Big Ten, I guess. But Rutgers, Michigan State, I guess, the game, I guess, I don't know. But Wisconsin and Iowa will likely be probably the most boring game in the Big Ten. Unless, because Wisconsin and Iowa probably are the most disappointing team in the Big Ten. Both high expectations, bottom of the barrel where they're at. Same as Rutgers. Rutgers has always been there. Michigan State, high expectations fell apart. So Rutgers is really the only team I expect to win, really. Anyway, the Pac-12 we go. Oregon trying to make a statement. They're number 4 in my ranking. They finish here. They will likely stay at 4 unless TCU pulls out a win on the road. That's the only way. Yeah, TCU will be number 4 in my rankings next week if they win on the road and is not trailing at any point of the game by, more than a couple possessions. I'll say that. But Washington's a really good team. Do not sleep on them, Oregon. You hear me? So, Oregon, do not think that this is going to be an easy win. Washington's a really good team this year, and they could potentially pull off an upset that you probably wouldn't expect and ruin Oregon's season because they still got that one loss to Georgia that no one will forget about. Pac-12, some other games: Arizona State, Washington State. Yeah, I really don't know where those two teams are at right now. And I really don't think it's a big game. Not going to impact the Pac-12. Will probably likely impact the Pac-12 is Stanford. Has some really close games. They really don't know how to finish just yet, but they have a chance. They have a potential to take down Utah at 9 o'clock on ESPN tonight. All right, NFL news. I got NFL headlines for you. Yep, Josh Allen got an elbow injury, and he's supposed to be day for day for the Bills, and I don't remember exactly who they're playing tomorrow, but I'll probably see the graphic and who they're playing in just a minute. But anyway, the big loss for the Bills, and whoever they're playing, I ain't gonna pick them to lose. Alright, so, yeah, NFL is traveling once again. Seattle and the Seahawks, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, both on their own neutral site. Gonna be a big game. I think Tampa Bay is actually gonna win the game. I think Tom Brady is actually gonna get the game together. There it is. The Vikings. Yep. 100% the Vikings are gonna win that game because the Vikings are really good this year, and I really think that they will pull off this upset. But Dallas looking like probably the best team in their division right now. They likely have a shot at the playoffs. They're actually finally winning a playoff game, but they got Aaron Rodgers to deal with. But just like Tom Brady, he's not having his year. I got Cowboys. I got Cowboys on the road right here. 3:25 on Fox. Some college basketball news for you. Yeah, Georgetown snapped the 21-game losing streak. And they had to do that on the road. And that game was last Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. It was either Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. Anyway, yeah, they got 21 games without winning a game. And they had to do that in overtime. Anyway, a big game coming up November 15th. 8:30 ESPN. It's Duke and Kansas. Bill Self will not be there. Duke's got a new head coach for the first time, 34 years? Yeah, that's going to be a big game. Cannot wait to see this. But we also got Arkansas State versus LSU. It's going to be a big game. 5 o'clock on ESPN Plus. Potentially someone could go on a run. Tomorrow, Sunday at 1 o'clock. Colorado can potentially pull off an upset to get number 11 ranked Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee, not only in football, but they are also good at basketball, if you didn't know that. Anyway, there's some big games going on. Let's check them out. Or also, not a big game. I'm going to go over what's my favorite, who I'm going to pick to win each conference. I'm going to pick the winner of each conference regular season, not tournament. This is the regular season. The ACC, I got North Carolina winning the regular season in the ACC. Alright, next ball game up. Number 5, Baylor, winning the Big 12. Yep, I think that they're likely. The Big 12 is very competitive this year. Even the bottom of the barrel of the Big 12 still has a shot. But I really think Baylor did win the Big 12 2 years ago. They won the national championship 2 years ago, and I think they'll be back this year. Big 10, it's Indiana, number 13 right now, and I think they've improved every year the last couple of years, and I think they're gonna win the Big 10 this year. I forgot who the other good Big 10 team is last year, but I think Indiana is gonna. We'll likely see Indiana in the Final Four this year, or Elite Eight. I'll call that Elite Eight. But UCLA is the Final Four team. I'll say that they're number 8 right now, and they will likely. I'm predicting them to win the Pac-12 regular season. Kentucky, I think, will likely win the SEC regular season and their conference tournament. But I'll make my tournament predictions when we get to the end of the season and the brackets come out. But, yeah, I got Kentucky winning the SEC in the regular season. All right, let's check out what's going around here in the network here on Busy Sports. Slater Report Podcast every Monday at 6 o'clock. The fun show. I just ran about anything going on. Down this, it's our college football recap. What happened on Saturday? It's every Monday, 6 o'clock. And also, Highway Hoops, our basketball show every Friday at 6 o'clock. Getting you ready for a big weekend going on in the NBA and college basketball. And also, the first Monday of every month at 6:30, it's Hot Seat, putting coaches on the spot. Who's getting fired next? Who should they hire? I'll have that every month. And also, this show, American Gameday, every Saturday at 10 a.m., your pick'em show. And also, if you haven't already, check out our website for the latest news, scores, stats, etc. That's all what's going around here in the network here on Busy Sports. Alright, it's now time for my favorite part of the show. It's time for the joke of the week. And yep, it's getting tougher as we get later into the season. It gets tougher and tougher to pick a joke. And the only reason, I'm 10-0 right now, the only reason why I picked LSU over Arkansas, really Arkansas as the joke, is mainly, this is a trap game, but also LSU could completely blow Arkansas out of the water. But again, I was really nervous picking this, but I really feel like LSU, and I'm hoping that they're not overrated. They're number 7 in the nation. They'll pull out an easy win there. All right, now time for your favorite segment of the show. It's time for the option. All right, Purdue, Illinois, the huge game for Purdue on the road. Can they pull off the upset? I don't think so. I got Illinois winning at home. Also, another big game, the the ACC, sorry. Louisville, number 10, Clemson, 2:30, ESPN. This is a really tough game for me. Louisville is known for pulling up upset. They're on the edge of a bowl game. No, this is easy. Clemson, they're coming off a loss. I think Dabo can get things together this week and find a good, easy win in the afternoon. Maryland, they're 14, Penn State. This is once again another easy pick for me. I don't even know why I'm featuring this as a big game this week. But I mean, really, it's a track game for Penn State. But they are also, I just noticed that they're also home. So, easy win for Penn State. Put the W on Penn State. I got the pick for me. Alright, the Big 12 is a huge battle. Baylor's at home, and Kansas State's really great on the road. They're number 19 right now. But is Martinez coming back? I still don't know yet. I think it's really a game-time decision. It's kickoff decision. So, Baylor is coming off a really good win off of Oklahoma in Norman. 6 o'clock on FS1. I think they're going to take that momentum with them. And I think they're going to find a way to win this game at home. I got Baylor winning this game. Alright, 6:30 ESPN 2. Number 15, North Carolina. Unranked, Wake Forest. Yep, they're unranked. I was not expecting that this year. I thought they were going to be really good. Sam Hartman really let me down. Are they going to continue to let me down? Well, this may surprise you. North Carolina is really good right now. They may be the second best team in the ACC. They may be the best looking team in the ACC if Clemson continues to fall apart. Dabo's got some things to fix, but this is about North Carolina and Wake Forest. Really tough decision for me, because I'm back and forth. Wake Forest was my third ACC. North Carolina is the favorite at the current moment to win the ACC right now. But I gotta stick with Wake Forest to win this game. I think Sam Hartman will finally put together a decent win and win this ball game. All right, Florida State 23, Syracuse. Gonna be a really big game. 7 o'clock ACC Network. Syracuse dropping out of the rankings. They're kind of falling apart since their loss to Clemson. Florida State starting to build momentum. Do they have a shot to win a good bowl game this year? Possibly. I don't know. They just gotta win out. But right now, they're working on building their momentum and building their team for next year and future years to come. Is Florida State back? Not yet, but they're almost there. They're going to be a real challenger in the ACC next year, and that is the reason why I have them winning on the road in this game. All right, we've got a big American Conference game for you. Number 22, UCF. Number 17, Tulane. 2:30 on ESPN2. This is going to be a huge game, and I was debating back and forth all week long on this game. I still, at this moment, don't know who to pick. Both really good team, and the winner of this game will likely be in the top 15. Not promising, but very likely or close to the top 15 in my ranking. But I think UCF got this win on the road, and I think they're gonna have really good. I'm predicting it's gonna go to overtime, but UCF will win this game on the road. All right, a huge Pac-12 game. There really hasn't been a big Pac-12 game all season long, or for a while. 6 o'clock on Fox. Number 25, Washington. Number 6, Oregon. This is going to be a huge game for Washington on the road. They're really to take down probably the favorite of the Pac-12, and probably the only Pac-12 team that has a shot at making the playoffs, or in that case, in my ranking. But Oregon at home, they got momentum since their loss to Georgia, and they're going to continue that trend. Oregon is winning this ball game. Big 12, number 4 TCU, number 18 Texas, 6:30 on ABC. Game, I almost think this is the game of the week, but I'll tell you later on why this isn't the game of the week. But this is a huge game, an important game for TCU. They cannot fall behind. They are in the top 4. They likely have a playoff spot with this win. But Texas at home, it's hard to do that. On the road, Texas is winning this ball game at home. And now it's time for number 9, Alabama, to take on 11, Ole Miss. Game of the week, 2:30 on CBS. Both of them are coming off the disappointing losses. And now it's time for revenge. Both of them have one last shot at the SEC. Alabama, they need to win this game and have everyone out in front of the losers. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Alabama will finally get a win on the road when they need it the most. All right, thanks for watching American Game Day. I'll see you next Saturday at 10 a.m.